Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Ni hao ma, howdy. Live, trance, and prosper. Hi, I'm Professor Brian David Phillips, and let's jump to it. Today we're going to talk about a little something called, what is it called? Oh, yes. We're going to look at Google's big breakthrough in terms of AI chat models. We're going to AI Studio. This is free to use right now. Um, every time you use it, you're essentially helping Google train data so to make their models even better. This is 2.5 experimental Gemini, and it is very, very good. It's already top of the codes, top of the test rankings. It's very awesome. I don't know how to code. I can't code. I'm an idiot when it comes to coding. Oh, yes, he said it. But I jumped in here and I did something really special, and that is, what did I do? Oh, Mr. Special. In Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental, this is the March 25th version. I said a little thing called, hey dude, make an HTML game for Tetris. Now, I don't know coding, but I do know HTML, so I at least know how to load a game that's in HTML. And so here's the thing. This thing reasons through before it answers. You see, here are the thoughts, and you can expand so you can see the thought process that the model goes through. It understands the request. What does it need to do? What are the mechanics? This is all thinking before it answers. So it lines up, makes a clear plan of attack, chooses the technology stack, HTML, CSS, and JS, and it just it's talking to itself in its own head. If it had a head, this is where this would be, in the talky parts. And it's making a plan of attack. And of course, you can go through this when you experiment with it. It is, as I said, it's free right now. I don't know how free it'll be when they finish testing, but you can see it has code implementation, self-correction and improvements, and then it answers. So here's a functional. It says, now most folks who do this, who know how to code, they run the code and they say, this time it didn't work. Oh, I have to copy this error and put it back in and say, fix this. So it's telling me how to set it up now. Set up a folder called Tetris game. Inside that folder, I create these three files that it has prepped for me. Index.html, style, and script. All right, so first, it gives me the structure of the game, an HTML file, and I know HTML, and this looks like HTML, and it has that on a code block. I then can download that file, and of course it then makes the style CSS file. This is a CSS file, and it just spits that whole thing out, and you can download that. And then it gives me the script JS, and it spits that sucker out, and you can download this incredibly long thing that I don't know what it is, because as I mentioned, I'm not a coder. I can do very, very, very basic HTML, but this is much more than my pay grade, well above. But it is spitting it out. It looks okay, but I don't know what it's doing. If you know code, you probably know what this stuff means. So there's that. And you can download this. Now, it also tells me how the game works. It's done. It's built a game, an HTML game based on the idea of Tetris. So set up the main canvas, the CSS, what the JavaScript is doing, all of that. It gives me all of that. Now, if I don't know how to install, and I don't, I asked it, hey, dude, how do I install and run the game? It'll do, you can expand the thoughts. so that it's essentially trying to make sure that it understands what I'm asking for and then does it. And then it did it. So it tells me, here are the steps. So create a folder. I did that. Give it a name, something like Tetris game. I gave it the name of AI Tetris game. Create the files. So I need the index file. I need to make sure it's named index.html. Create the CSS file. And so I download that and I make sure that I give it the name CS, style CS, CSS. It's in the code block. And the same for the script JS. And so I download those. I make sure that I've got all of these files. And then I run the game. And if the game is correct, I should be able to play. So I run by opening the HTML file, double clicking on that, open it in my browser, and then I should be able to start, and it has something to play. So let's see how that works. And there it is. Boom. One shot, guys. I asked for one shot, and I got it. And so let me move this little guy over a little bit so you can see it. That's an HTML game that was built in one shot. It looks okay, but does it play? Does it work? So let's see. So if I say, hey, dude, let's start the game. So I'm going to move that up so I can see I have start the game and pressing this button. I've got a score, levels, lines. I also have the controls are the arrows. And space is hard drop. So if I press start game, boom, I now have a working, boom. I did a hard drop by hitting the space, boom. Okay, is that going to drop? Booyah. And I move that up, booyah, booyah, booyah. Hey, let's move this guy over here. It's actually playing, guys. I built a game. I'm so proud of the thing called me. And it's a Tetris game. It's essentially just a Tetris game, guys. And I screwed up. But oh no, I'm such a bad player. Whatever will happen if I play this so poorly? Oh no. Oh no. Ah. Okay, I'm watching this too much. Okay, I'm just going to drop. Game over. Boom. I have a score of 120. That's because I cheated at the end. I made sure that I died. Okay. But that's it. That is essentially it, guys. That is a working game in one shot or zero shot. I gave it a prompt and it built a working game. That's pretty awesome. No wonder. Okay, so Google is doing some neat stuff. Google's kind of cool. I say cool, but what I really mean is weird, in that they don't do a lot of fanfare. So sometimes these really cool innovations are just released in the wild and people discover them. Whereas other companies like OpenAI, they're going to have a big presser. It's like, hey, dudes, we did this thing. Look. But Google's like, oh, okay, that's done. But this is awesome. So AI Studio, I'll put the link in the description. You can go and check it out and do whatever you like. Do whatever you like. It's a free country. Well, for now. Okay. This is Professor Brian David Phillips. Live trance and prosper.